In our last video, my friends and I came together to figure out which was our favorite vegan pizza cheese. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a pizza made with an Italian pre-ferment known as a biga. The pre-ferment means this recipe takes a couple of days to make, but most of that time is spent waiting for flour and yeast to do their thing. The hands-on parts are pretty quick. So to make this recipe, you're going to need a kitchen scale that measures in grams, and one that measures in tenths of grams. If you can find a scale that does both, that's great. You need a container big enough to hold your dough. Ken Forkish recommends these Cambro containers. What matters most is that you can mix and seal your pre-ferment and dough while the yeast does its thing. As for ingredients, these are the brands that I recommend. The SAF yeast, I think SAF yeast, has the perfect amount of rise, and the Caputo flour has the perfect amount of stretch. Let's get started. The night before you plan to make pizza, measure the ingredients for the biga. Put the room temperature water into the dough tub, add the yeast, let the yeast absorb the water for a minute, then swirl the dough tub for a bit to mix the yeast in with the water. Add the flour and mix by hand. Alternate folding the dough with squeezing the ingredients together with your hand like so. When the biga has the same consistency all the way through, you're done. Cover the biga and let it sit for 12 to 14 hours. As you can see, the biga is about 3 times its original size and has become rather gassy. You can't see this, but it smells kind of like alcohol, which to me, smells like I'm a few hours away from a restaurant quality pizza. And so now we mix the dough. Measure your ingredients for the final dough, making sure the water is between 100 and 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the biga from the tub and put it on a work surface. Mix the ingredients using the same pinch and fold method you used to mix the biga. Once the dough is mixed, add the biga back into the tub, once again using the pinch and fold method. When the dough has the same consistency all the way through, check the temperature. It should be close to room temperature, or maybe a few degrees above. 2.5 to 3 hours after mixing, you're ready to divide the dough. Put some flour on your hands to prevent the dough from sticking to you, then gently remove the dough from the tub. Divide the dough into 3 equal portions using a baking knife. You're ready to shape your dough balls. Stretch one end of the dough until it resists, then fold it inward. Do this a few times and you'll make a nicely shaped little ball like so. Once you've done this with all 3 dough balls, put them on a floured surface like this pizza dough container I use, or just a plate covered with plastic wrap like this. Let the dough rest for 2 hours at room temperature and put it in the fridge. The dough should keep for about 3 days in the fridge. To make the sauce, I like to use mutti, peeled tomatoes. I add a 32-ounce can of mutti to my blender, add 8 grams of salt, and blend it on the lowest setting for a few pulses. Not too many. You want to pulverize the tomatoes, but not quite liquefy them. You don't want them liquefied at all. You want to pour the blended sauce into a medium saucepan and cook on medium-low heat or low heat for about 20 minutes. And you can put the finished sauce in the fridge where it'll keep for about a week. When you're ready to make a pizza, set your oven to its highest temperature on bake. On my oven, that's 500 degrees Fahrenheit. While the oven is still preheating, pull your dough out of the fridge and shape it into a pizza like this. You can see more detailed instructions on Ken Forkish's channel here. Once the dough is shaped, let your oven finish heating. This should take about an hour and gives your crust time to approach room temperature, which will help it rise during baking. When the oven is hot, add your sauce, add your cheese, I like these brands, add your toppings, and pop it in the oven. If you don't have pizza peels and a pizza stone, you can just use a regular pizza pan. Bake the pizza for 5 minutes, then set it to broil until the crust browns on top. This usually takes between 1 to 3 minutes. Remove the pizza from the oven and cut it into slices. Voila! A gourmet vegan pizza just for you. Enjoy. Worth all that time, worth all that effort. This crust, look at that brown, it's puffy. Look at the crumb on the inside, and it's just, hold on, I'm gonna bite. Oh, it's so good. It's hard to, see the bubbles in there? It's got a little bit of like doughy sourness to it, like the pre-ferment. There's so many flavors. Flavor, the Simpsons joke, it's flavor country, it's a big country. It's so good. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'm gonna enjoy this pizza, and I'm gonna leave you to it. Mind if we